The following podcast is a B&E Network exclusive.
Hello and welcome to episode 15 of 2 vs. 3. I'm Kyle. It's Cody.
Hey.
And Greg. Sorry for the long-awaited wait. We are shit audio technicians and have lost at least 2 episodes.
Yeah,
in the
we're
meantime.
fucking amateurs, man.
But, shit happens. And I'm sure no one was listening anyway. I know. It's just being down on us because we fucked up.
Well,
All right.
Yeah, so it's considering we had the GOAT episode. It's been like probably almost 3 weeks since we recorded.
We did a regular one, yeah.
or put one out at least.
Yeah, we've recorded in the meantime, but yeah, we lost them. Anyway, enough of the technical shit. What have you guys been up to this week?
I've been doing a lot of skateboarding lately. You came out with me the other night and did some filming. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I still have that on my phone. I gotta
Fuck
give it to you.
me, dude. That was like a week ago, and I'm still beat up.
Man, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, dude. It fucked me up. Because a little bit of drinking, and then I feel like I'm invincible.
Yeah.
I kind of get off on the pain at that
You
point.
guys were going at it a little hard too. You especially. You took a couple good shots.
Yeah, I wasn't really doing anything impressive, but fuck, I went
No,
down.
you just weren't landing anything, so it was all
And yeah,
rough.
I'm still beat up over that shit. But yeah, me and Josh, the guy I was skateboarding with, we've been recording some music and shit, and I got a show coming up, so
Yeah? Where are you playing?
I'm gonna play with Alex at the mid-July at the Mansion.
Oh, okay, cool.
Probably just gonna do a solo thing. So I'm gonna try to write some new songs for that.
Oh, that's awesome,
some
man.
new country songs.
Yeah, keep it country.
Nice.
There's not enough of that shit around right now.
I went out to Alex played a show at the Mansion I think it was last week on a Wednesday. It was the day after my birthday, and I got fucked. Oh man, I was hammered. I went out. I don't think I'd eaten all day. He came to town. I had a few beers at my place, and then a few more beers at the Mansion. And I was too drunk. I was gonna go home, but I went upstairs to say, "Oh man, you know what? I'm not gonna bother going in the show or whatever." And he's like, "Oh," I got to the door, and they're like, "You Kyle Hodge?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you've already just gone in." And I was like, "What? Fuck?" And I guess he had paid for me to come up. I was like, "All right, well,
VIP,
I guess I'm
motherfucker.
staying now."
The drunkest
And
guy
then
in the
I
place.
got hammered. Although I did film his set, and it's a really good recording of his set. So I did something productive of being hammered. But
I see you're really artsy when you're drunk.
yeah, I get the camera out and get all what do you call me when I'm hammered? You always make fun of me.
Clive Owen.
Clive Owen.
As a mistake, trying to call you
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
It's a special kind of two drunks mixed together right there.
So something happened today. For something that I think is really stupid is the people that own fish. And by that, I'm that's me. I've owned a fish tank for the last 8 years of my life. And it's fucking weird.
You've
right?
owned a swamp in your room is what you've owned.
No, it used to look nice, but for the last 2 years, it's like a fucking swamp. You're right. And these fucking poor fish, there's 4 of them living in there in 3 inches of water and shit. And I literally didn't fucking feed them for probably the last 15 months.
Pete is going to go nuts to hear this podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. And so today I was like, man, this thing's just fucking horrible. I gotta get rid of this shit. So I fucking pulled the fucking live fish right out, dumped them in the toilet, and I was like, bye, buddies, you resilient little bastards.
They'll live better down there.
They'll I was thinking about that later, man. There's so much shit and fucking garbage in their fucking fish tank that they'll be fine in a septic tank. It's a natural
It's not even a
habitat.
septic tank, it's a sewer. They're going to go meet giant alligators.
I guess so, yeah.
So wait, now there's alligators and fish in the sewers, man?
I was just joking. There's actually probably not alligators unless someone fucks
Yeah,
an alligator.
they'll be fine, man. But I was kind of bummed out. They were pets.
That you had to flush your pets?
Yeah.
Did you give them names?
You got bored of them and decided to kill them?
No, they were disgusting. They ate their own shit, dude.
No. Let's not mix this up. You were disgusting. Those fish didn't do anything except for
I
try to
didn't do
survive.
anything either.
Well, that's the thing. That's what makes you disgusting. Like those
Yeah,
fish did nothing wrong.
It was a fucking gnarly tank.
You're a
and,
murderer.
It was a big fucking deal getting rid of that. But you know what? It's like new beginnings. I fucking changed my room all around.
Fresh start.
Yeah, fresh start.
No.
I'm gonna replace that
Move
shitty
some
fish tank with a
furniture.
new TV.
Oh, that's a big change.
Yeah, big upgrade. You know.
Little
Yeah.
feng shui
Gonna get a
upgrade.
nice flat screen. Look,
Yeah, it's something not too big, you know.
you know, some 3D.
So I'm not like roasting my bed with my laptop every night. Probably getting testicular cancer slowly.
And I have like 2 nice televisions. I'll still occasionally, if Lindsay's not there, I'll put a laptop on my bed still and watch off the laptop rather than hook it up to the television.
Man.
Yeah.
I just always do. I don't know why. It's like that's how when I first lived on my own. You didn't have a television; you just had like laptop. That was your TV, so I was used to it. Still used to it.
Yeah, for some reason I have to fall asleep watching something.
I don't.
I've always had abundance of TVs wherever I lived.
I'm sorry, but speaking of which, speaking of falling asleep watching something, I came home the other night and Mr. Bean's theme song was just blaring out of Greg's bedroom.
Man,
Got a girl over, Greg?
Very high volume. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like,
man, I've just been falling asleep.
no, but that's fine. But you fall asleep with it very loud. It wasn't disturbing me. I was like, how are you sleeping with
Well, no,
Bean
like
just blaring?
It's because if I fall asleep with the noise and shit, to be honest, it's just like I don't wake up when you come home.
Yeah.
That's smart. I get that.
There's like a sleeper. It's like it'll fall asleep eventually.
Well, yeah, I guess if you just get used to it.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's probably less annoying than the 2 of us up hammered as fuck, fucking
But
screaming shit.
it is
like-
it is really funny though, like hearing Red Green's theme song or
Yeah, I know,
Mr.
I've
Bean's
been
theme song,
watching,
like the most
like-
obsure
Like
TV shows.
Red Green.
Have you been watching
Mr.
new
Bean.
Mr. Bean or old?
Old Mr. Bean.
Huh.
And I last night I just found that all the King of Hills on fucking YouTube.
Really, like officially?
I don't
Or-
know. I just YouTubed
cares?
fucking full episodes, and there's a shit ton of stuff on there.
That's how I rewatched
I
like
was
Dragon
just-
Ball Z.
Did you just
bored.
type in the words full episode?
Full episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're always on
That's a
there.
good way to find it.
And I just scrolled through it, and there was like a lot of shit on there. I was bored of Netflix, man. Like I couldn't find anything
Oh, yeah,
to
there's
watch.
Yeah,
nothing on there
Netflix
anymore.
is sucking the
It's
big
dead.
one these days.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking about
Although
getting rid of it.
they just put out like the magician show, like where he like
Oh, I heard about this. When the Tricks Unveiled.
Chicks
kind of-
Unveiled. Like I remember when that was on TV back in the day. I thought like that was some dark secret shit. Like this guy might get murdered.
I've
for
heard
like,
it sucks rewatching it.
It's
though.
really bad.
Yeah.
It's this
and why
old
spoil the magic?
yeah, you know, like, and when it's not even that impressive of
No,
a
it's
show.
like,
But I remember that was like one of those shows that the family sat down to watch when I was a kid. Like I was like, oh my god,
That's like after
we got all
dinner
this-
time.
it
You know
was like
what?
Survivor.
It's because our parents probably were duped when they were kids, and like
Oh yeah,
magicians don't interest us at all. You know, we're the internet, but like maybe our parents' generation was like really into magicians.
they probably were. Well, I remember when everyone was like David Blaine was really popular there for a while.
I still think David Blaine's cool.
Well, now he doesn't even
What
do
do you mean,
magician
yeah?
shit. Now he
I
shoves.
just don't find that really.
now
cool.
he shoves fucking steel rods through his arms and weird shit like
Yeah,
that.
well, that's why I think he's cool. He does like practical magic
How's
How's
that
that
fucking
right?
practical? He
because
just-
it's real.
well, whatever. He's shoving steel rods through him.
It's
That's
not-
that's not fucking
It's
magic.
science.
That's weird as shit.
It's science.
It's a piercing.
No, he finds it's very precise.
Well, no, but I feel
No,
yeah,
it's
like,
just he's done it 1,000
No,
times,
for
so he
like-
has a callus
for
through
the
his fucking arm.
ages, magicians have always been like accrediting Tibetan monks.
It's the
And
Tibetan method.
It's the Tibetan method, and yeah, like now he's just Tibetaning it. He's
He's a
shoving
fucking
rods.
sociopath. That's a fucking nut job. But
But what
yeah,
about Chris Angel? You like that guy?
No, he's a fucking
I
twat.
never liked him, but when I went to Vegas like a couple years ago, and a buddy of ours, Shane, went and saw him, and he said that his live show was fucking amazing. Like he didn't understand any of it. He was like flabbergasted. Which don't get me wrong,
Those
no one
lights.
listening to this would know, but I could see him just being excited
flashy
about it.
things.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure live magic is cool.
What are the magicians that have the tiger?
Oh, Siegfried and Roy.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, one of those guys got mauled by a tiger, so I don't
Okay.
think they do the tiger stuff anymore.
I don't know. I'd just like to go see a tiger, I guess.
Okay, so
Go
you,
to the
just,
fucking
you
zoo.
like the zoo, not the musicians. Those are totally different things, Greg.
Yeah, no, this is a grand time.
The zoo is kind of a magic show of
Yeah.
sorts.
Well, yeah, did you guys hear about the fucking gorilla
No,
thing?
obviously I fucking heard everyone. They played it on
Mhm.
CNN at my work for like a week.
I didn't
straight.
watch the video. I wouldn't
It
watch it.
was like it was
like
dumb. I can't believe we're talking about it this late.
Oh yeah, this is like, but whatever. Still,
It's like
We
someone
can-
was
we
just
get
like
brought up.
looking to shoot the gorilla beforehand. It's like,
What?
They were just like waiting for any excuse to shoot that gorilla.
That they really wanted to get rid of it.
No, man, don't shoot the poor gorillas. I guess.
I forgot to bring it up. We might as well be raunchy about it.
I just like see someone just like one day, I'm gonna fucking shoot you, you prick.
Coco sign language. Fuck you to me. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
So So fucking politics and shit. What have you been up to, Greg?
Politics and
Oh
shit.
no, that's funny actually. Like I was planting grapes this weekend with some philosophy kids.
Yeah, how did
Wait,
that
wait,
go?
wait. What?
A friend of mine started a vineyard.
Oh, okay. I
And
thought you said playing grapes.
No,
I was
planting.
like, is that a weird?
And I went last
gambling
year and
thing?
we planted like 250 grapes or something like that, and went back this year and planted a couple more. And
It went 250 to 2.
it was just a fucking hilarious time, man. Like I work construction and stuff, and like I mean I'm pretty not lazy, I guess. And I mean I was just ready to dig holes. Like that's all you had to do is dig like a little hole and put a plant in it. You know, we had 200 of these fucking things. It wasn't that hard.
That's not very many.
Yeah.
Like
it's
I
not that
mean,
many.
it was like pretty hot out and shit, and like I mean, but there was beer and brisket and stuff. Like
Beer and brisket. What else do you need?
yeah,
Yeah.
fuck man, I was ready to go, but it was like for every couple of holes, it was like oh man, they'd go off and do some yoga stretches and like
Oh, really?
you know, and I'm just like, and then at one point they asked like, oh man, I hear you have a podcast. What's it about? I was like, oh, you know, like politics and like the economy and like oh really? I was like, no, not at all. Fuck.
Star Wars.
Star Wars and beer.
Politics.
I'm talking about Jeff Lemire a lot. They weren't interested.
Yeah, I bet.
No.
That's fine.
I met those guys that you were like the night before you guys went out. And
They weren't-
They
they-
didn't seem like they would be fans of this.
Yeah.
Definitely politics and economy. I could see they would have jumped on that one. Like, oh, really? What's your opinion?
Mike Butler that was playing a bunch of his songs, like
That's
the
cool.
living room leftists.
Yeah, well, I saw him at Tommy's, but like it was really busy. I didn't even bother to go over and say hi.
No, it was good.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
would
saw
love
him
to
a little- a
see the
few
two
weeks
you
ago.
guys jam together.
Yeah, I used to like playing music with him. His style was always awesome. Back
that's
from the
what I was gonna say,
Have-Nots,
like-
like the hard punk rock shit, and when they switched over to what the shit, like the countryside, he knew he was just like a songwriter. Like he kept it simple, and he just liked writing songs, you know.
Yeah,
Which
I
is the
don't
way
know.
to approach it. Like keep it simple, you
It
know.
was really good. It was like really. He plays like a lot of folk music, I guess, but it's like all stuff he wrote, and it's just really.
He's got like a fun like punk voice.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really clever.
Yeah, I
Really
miss the old the Have-Nots and what the shit.
fucking
It's
yeah,
good times.
little campfire gyms.
Speaking of music, Daniel Romano's newest album just
Mosey.
came out. Mosey. Greg, I'm pretty sure you have some mixed feelings, but personally, I thought it was an amazing album. Tell me what you think.
Go. I don't know. I fell in love with one Daniel Romano, and I feel like there's been like it's like a Dragon Ball Z character where he just keeps like evolving into a new form.
It
Pokemon.
it is-
Pokemon would have been in the better metaphor.
no, it is like no, it's more like Dragon Ball Z because he's gone beyond 3 forms.
Yeah,
He's
and
powered
I
up.
don't
Yeah.
think he's done yet. I feel
No,
like
this isn't even his final
As
form.
soon as
Yeah,
he's going to
no.
hit Daniel Romano God.
I feel like
His
he's
hair's
like-
going to turn bleach blonde.
yeah, like it's like he's going through the eras, you know. And I fell in love with like this, you know, kind of 60s, 50s Daniel.
No, we
Romano.
fell in love. Yeah, we fell in love with the simple country, like George Jones-esque songwriting that he was doing on "Come Cry with Me," which is fucking probably in my top 5 favorite albums of all time.
It was just like everyone thought he was playing a character back then, and
He's still playing
he did it for
characters.
so long that it was like, oh, okay, you convinced me this isn't a character.
No,
and
you're
then-
right. He did.
And
do
then
it for a
right when you
while.
were just like, oh, this isn't a character, he's like, boom, gotcha, it's a character, new character, go. And the music really reflects those characters as well.
Well, so what do you think of the songs on the new album?
It's good, but it's just not as country as I think I'd like it to be. And,
No, it has like
and then
its country
even
feeling though.
the album, which is like I think he's still considering a country, came out with which you know you got it on vinyl, and it came with a CD that was just like a punk album, kind of like a pop punk album. So it's just he's
Which
divided.
I have to say is fucking awesome.
No, and that's fine. I mean, they're
The punk
good,
album
but it's
is?
just
Yeah.
he's all over the place.
Well, I was not expecting at all. Like
I should borrow that.
it's really cool.
And I just if he's trying to get people to give him, I don't know, some sort of like credit. Like I don't know if he's trying to be mainstream or not. It looks like he was attempting it for a bit. And he's
yeah,
not.
it seems like now he's just kind of doing his
You know,
thing.
and it's like I don't know I don't know what he's trying to
Because
do.
even you see his Facebook posts, they're only getting like 500 likes. Like we know tattoo artists that are very low level that get just as many.
you know,
likes
yeah,
and
just I don't know what his
Yeah.
what his platform is right now.
Yeah,
I'm a little confused.
But he's I don't know. He's got me hooked. Fucking take my money.
Like I'll tell you, yeah, like the album's good and I like it, but it didn't have the same pull to me. Like I haven't just been coming home like just listening to it on repeat. You know.
What do you think of Daniel Romano? Because you hear it all the time over here, Kyle. So Do you actually enjoy listening to it?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I like some of it. I listened to a bit of the new one, and I was confused. I think I was talking with you. I thought it was like an older song, and even after you put the next song, I felt like they were a little samey. Like there's a new sound to it.
Yeah, he's got the horns on this album, and
yeah, the
like
horns.
some of the songs sound similar, but
like him singing with Gord Downey and Sarah Harmer.
Yeah,
like
that was priceless.
That was really like, oh man, people started giving him a lot of credit. I think, it was like top talents were giving him a nod, and it's almost now like he just doesn't really care about that anymore. I don't know.
It's weird because I read a Rolling Stones article about the album, and he said that the album was basically recorded in 2 chunks. Like, probably when we saw him here in Kingston at the Grad Club, he probably had half of the album recorded, which was like, like the ones that we kind of recognized from like when we heard at Wolf Island and from there. But then when he went over to Europe, I have a damn good feeling that that's when he got weird. Like
fucking Europeans ruining everything.
So even you say it's weird though, like, or is it
no?
just
It's weird for like what he was doing on the last album. But I feel like if I've only one time asked him, was kind of a pretty good transitional album for what he's doing now and what Come Cry With Me was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you had to give it a nice rating, I know Greg seems like he said a little bit more down on it.
I give it an 8.0.
What would you give his other stuff? Is it like his best?
Come Cry With Me is a 9.8.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite albums ever. There's no perfect 10, but yeah, no, this one is not too far of a step down. It's just new, and with every re-listen, it grows on you.
Yeah, I hear that happens all the time.
Yeah,
like musicians you love, right? New one comes out, and you're like, "Fuck this nonsense." And then you listen to it about 20 more times, and you're like, "Oh, well, it's okay."
Yeah, for sure.
5 years down the road, you're like, "Oh, fuck, I loved it when it was that one, and I hate this new shit." Yeah.
No, but there's some songs like if I have enough alcohol in my system and I hear some of the old Come Cry With Me songs, I have to sing along. It's
you come and cry with him?
I cry with him all night
but no, don't forget the come part. All right, so do you guys get a chance this week to watch any of E3?
Well, I'm not going to bullshit the audience. I watched it with you right before we started recording this.
You watched a few trailers, yeah?
I was pretty ignorant to the whole thing. Like, I got really excited with that one trailer, and in hindsight, I should have realized that it was because of E3 that trailer was out.
Yeah. So you guys have both know what E3 is, I guess.
Oh,
I assume most of the audience would, but it's like the Electronic Entertainment Expo. So it's just when all the biggest video game announcements for the next few years come out. And so, yeah, it was pretty good this year. I watched 3 of the 5 press conferences. Yeah. They were good. Some of them were good. PlayStation's was good. The EA one was terrible. It was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. They showed like no games. They just talked about esports and how you can play Madden and win $50,000. And
they're really trying to push that now, eh?
Yeah, and no one gives a fuck that's watching that. Like I'm not going to become a professional fucking Madden player.
But you could.
No, I couldn't. Because I don't spend all the time playing one single fucking game.
Because you have a fucking job.
Yeah, I have a job. And
Man, can you imagine if it was like the Last Starfighter or something where they were like trying to recruit
the best Madden players in the world
to be coaches?
Oh, for actual football? If that counted, if I could get a real football coaching job out of playing Madden, I'd be into it. But I don't think that's a thing. That'd be a terrible NFL team.
So you showed the new Hideo trailer to me.
The Hideo Kojima? Yeah, that was cool. I assume, Greg, that was the one you were most excited.
I was a little confused because both of you guys had watched it prior to my viewing.
Yeah.
And like Greg was like ready to flip the table. He was so excited. And like visually, it was really cool.
Yeah.
But like,
awesome
what did you guys take away from it?
Okay. Greg, you go, because I feel like whatever I say, I'll be like stepping on your dreams in some way. So go ahead.
No, now you just ruined my dreams already.
No. It's all right. Go nuts.
I was just excited about it because there's so much to take away from the trailer through its interpretation, right? Like Kyle only just told me what the title of the game meant. It's called Death Stranding, and apparently that's when Wales beats himself. So that changes things immediately.
That's a very like poetic thing for some reason.
The fucking like the baby attached to him, I didn't see that in the version I watched. So I was later on when they showed him with the scar on his stomach, I was kind of really excited by the fact that he didn't have a belly button. It's like, oh man,
the most weird ass thing to be
Is that
excited
a
about. I
sexual
love
thing
it.
there, Greg?
No, I just
no,
love
man, that
that's
means like
what
that they were
Greg
like
would be pumped
That's
clones.
some
about.
ankle shit.
No. Well, yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
the clones thing.
It's like, don't fucking say no to me.
No, I wasn't like I wasn't really listening. I caught up after. But yeah, no, there's like some sort of cloning thing going on, and then when I watched the E3 version with the baby attached to him, that made more sense because it was like, okay, so there is some sort of like artificial incubation shit going on here. You know, that's pretty cool. And then to see all these like
Wasn't there an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie about that?
Yeah, it was
Junior.
Yeah, Junior. It had Danny DeVito. It's good.
No.
So is this just
Yeah,
a rip off?
Yeah, he was in Twins and in I think also in the
Greasy dude.
Junior.
Anyway, but and then it shows those guys like all the dead fish and stuff, and like there's like all this oil and like I don't know. The whole thing just looked really intriguing. Like I'm in. I'm so confused.
Hideo Kojima is the fucking master of throwing in a trailer where you're like, what the fuck is going
They're
on?
cinematic trailers.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not gameplay trailers.
You know,
No, and he's good at that though. You're like, what's going on, man? Like
yeah, I don't know. Just
anime.
sometimes you get confused about something and you just don't care. But I just got really confused.
And the
I
song
wanted
is
to
good.
know why.
You gotta give it that. Like
It was a good trailer.
Yeah,
It was
good.
fucking great. And Norman Reedus. Was
All
good.
right.
I kind of have an issue with that where they put real people in video
why not?
games.
Oh no, see,
Like Alan Page and Kevin Spacey and
the Norman Reedus thing though, for like context of why it was so crazy. So like Hideo Kojima put out Metal Gear Solid 5 somewhat recently. And about midway through, or like about a year out from when that game was coming out, like they stopped letting him do any interviews. Like people couldn't ever see Hideo Kojima. And
I
then
think he died.
no, like no, there was this weird thing, and he stopped tweeting and stuff, and like wasn't allowed to, like they just wiped him off the face of the earth. And then like the game came out, and he still wasn't allowed to talk, and they kept being like, "Well, he's on vacation."
It sounds like they fucking
And-
killed him.
No, it sounded super weird, and everyone was speculating like, "Okay, something's wrong." Then they took his name. Oh, sorry, before the game even came out, they took his name off the game because it was like Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid or whatever. Like he was always like front titled on that thing because he's like probably, other than Shigeru Miyamoto, like the most famous video game developer. I guess in
Hey,
Japan
man,
anyway.
Jonathan Blow, man.
Jonathan, yeah. Well, like he's a famous indie one, but yeah, like I mean, that name people know it even here in the West. Like everyone knows who. Like I mean, it's
You
not
know?
just in Japan, you know.
So that's here in the West.
Well, like I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, so they stopped doing that, and he also released this thing like called PT. It came out a few years ago during, I want to say Tokyo Game Show, or maybe it was PlayStation Experience, one of the two, and it was like immediately playable. They like announced it at a press conference, and it was a demo for a horror game, and it was like this weird mystery, a horror game.
A horror game.
I don't, all right, go on.
Anyway, so people played through it, and anyway, if you could solve all these puzzles, it was super creepy and weird. There was a fetus in a sink. It was terrifying. Anyway, if you played through the
Everyday
whole thing,
shit.
it revealed that it was a new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills, which is like an old horror franchise.
Multiple hills.
And it was starring Norman Reedus.
Damn.
And it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro that were making it. And it was like, people went nuts, and they loved this trailer. And then they canceled that game, like shortly after, and stopped letting Kojima talk to anybody and all this weird shit. And Metal Gear came out, and then like eventually it was revealed that he was like leaving Konami, and he went to PlayStation, and they're gonna make his new game. So when in the PlayStation experience, or sorry, at the PlayStation press conference when he came out, they literally like lit him up, like God lit him up, gave him God stairs to walk down, where like they lit under each step for him, And like he comes out and he literally just goes like, "I'm back," and like the crowd goes fucking insane, right? Like crazy insane.
That's
And then in the
beautiful.
trailer, like it shows like a guy for quite a bit, and then it's revealed that it's Norman Reedus, and everyone goes fucking insane again because now it's like they're making PT or
All right,
like Silent
so
Hills or whatever.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I read something on Facebook today that made no sense at all. And now it makes perfect sense. Some guy goes, the new Metal Hill Solid looks great.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to. It's his whatever his new thing. But like that game isn't a game. Like he revealed in an interview afterwards that like he hasn't even picked an engine for his game yet. Like it's not. It's in like pre-production. Like that trailer is his concept art, which that dude will do forever. Like he'll always put out some weird ass thing and it never gets made. He's done it a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He takes forever to make games too. So like really expect that one about probably 5 years down the line. If we're lucky, I would say 5 years.
Gotta
And
love the
I know
hype.
that sucks. But anyway, the weird thing, they show Norman Reedus and then the fetus again, the Reedus fetus. And like that was like a
It wasn't
reference to
fetus,
Silent
it was like
Hills.
a baby.
No, it's attached. Like it's got an umbilical cord to him and everything.
Babies have
at first.
umbilical cords.
What?
Babies have umbilical cords.
Yeah, when they're like a fetus and then just born. Yeah, it's like a tiny
not a
little baby.
So like when you walk into like the doctors
It's not a
and like
fetus.
someone
It
just
just-
gave birth, is like, oh, that's a nice fetus you have.
I'm just saying,
Is
call
your
it a
fetus a
fetus
boy or a
because
girl?
Fetus rhymes with Reedus, so it works good.
Reedus and his
For the
fetus.
sake of the rhyme.
Exactly. And anyway, so like that was like a huge explosion of fucking everybody being stoked on the PlayStation conference, and I don't know, it was cool. There was a bunch of other really awesome shit.
Yeah, I watched the Zelda trailer. I'm a big Zelda fan, and it looks like a really nice looking game.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
Very nice.
Very nice.
It's weird because that's the only thing.
But it looks
Nintendo's
open
shown.
world, and like it looks like there's crafting in this one and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks more like it. Really looks like they're leaning into like the Skyrim version of Legend of Zelda,
Throw some-
or like
Throw
The
some
Witcher.
role playing in there, you know.
Yeah, like there's like different weapons. There's weapon degradation, like they break and shit. There's like you can do anything in any order. You can, like there's levels and like different HP to everything you fight. So it seems a lot more like a traditional role playing game, and I don't know. It looks really cool. You can climb stuff. You can jump. Link hasn't been able to fucking jump in a long time, so that's cool.
Cody and I are going to try to learn the rules to a new role playing game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Street Craps.
Street
Oh, yeah.
craps. And by role playing, it's like
Throwing dice.
it's like pretending that like we're hard on the streets.
Well, you guys are the hardest motherfuckers I know.
Well, when we role play.
So yeah. Anyway, like I showed you guys that other trailer for Days Gone or whatever.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
So
Fucking zombies.
out of what you've seen
man.
for E3, was there anything you were pumped or anything you hoped had been announced?
But
Skate
you crushed my
4?
dreams.
No skate. No skate.
No Skate 4? Go fuck yourself, video game world.
Yeah, fuck EA. Theirs was terrible, man. It was a really bad thing.
Yeah, no. Isn't there like supposed to be a new Star Wars game, something coming out?
Oh yeah, at EA's press conference they showed that there's three different Star Wars games in development.
But not for another 5 years.
There's a VR thing coming out next year. There's a new Battlefront. I think that I don't know if they announced it, but they're definitely doing extra stuff for Battlefront. And there is two other like shooters, maybe single player looking kind of things under development. Like one is Amy Hennig, who did Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. She was the head writer for those, and she's got a new studio for. Well, she's head of Visceral Entertainment, and hers comes out 2018, I think they said. And then the other one is Respawn Entertainment, who did like Titanfall and used to do They did Call of Duty 4. I don't know if you guys have probably, or Cody, you probably played that.
Yeah, I've played quite a few of the Call of Duty.
So it's those guys, and they're doing another Star Wars. So it will probably be cool.
I find it really strange that they don't have something lined up soon.
The newest, there's Star Wars Lego comes out in like a week or two.
Fuck, there's always a new fucking Lego game coming out.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, they didn't really have. I think it was it was one of those things. They got the license for Star Wars only a few years ago. It takes time, They didn't even show anything for Mass Effect either for EA. It's kind of sucked. All they showed was single player for fucking FIFA, which I don't really give a shit about that.
Well, speaking of sports games, the new free PlayStation Plus games came out, and it was NBA and Gone Home. And I've seen trailers for Gone Home forever. I was really pumped to play that game.
Yeah, I told you.
Haven't
about it,
even
like, years
installed
ago.
it yet. Went straight to NBA, and I've been so fucking addicted. I never thought I'd get into like a fucking sports game, but
Oh man, sports games are awesome. If you like
it's
the sport,
really, and I like the whole aspect that they do now, where you only control one character. Because I used to get overwhelmed and like once in a while, it's like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
yeah.
But now you actually like focus on running plays properly and doing
yeah,
like
and
smart,
you get
smart
that. You play
playing. You know,
basketball, so
yeah,
it works.
it's cool. And like you do the whole thing where like you start from the bottom and work your way to the top. I've always loved where they did that in video games. Like
Spike Lee joint.
like Tony Hawk Underground back in the day. Like you started as a nobody, and then
I
you
loved
then you got
Underground.
sponsored, and then you turned pro and all that shit.
That was my favorite one. Was Underground. The first one was.
Yeah,
so
that was
good.
a really good game. So yeah, basically they do that with this fucking basketball game now, where you start in high school and like you're the star player on your team, and then you choose which university you want to go to, and then you get drafted. I don't know. It's really cool. Like it's kind of adds a role playing aspect to a sports game. You know.
That's cool. No, I get why you. I know that you're like Mr. Indie when it comes to most games, but getting into a sports game is still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so this has me wanting to probably get the newest golf game because I've always loved the Tiger Woods
Oh
games.
yeah. The new one is Rory McIlroy.
McIlroy.
Yeah, Rory McIlroy. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the last one that came out, what didn't do well review wise, but I bet you can pick it up cheap now.
Yeah, but like whatever. It's pretty much just for the graphics and like they change it
And
up.
just for
They
playing
changed
some
it up a
fucking
bit.
golf, right?
Playing golf's a really good game for just like sitting around drinking with a group of friends, pass the controller around. You know.
Yeah, it's good. It is nice that you can play it with one controller.
Have you ever played sports games, Greg? Like anything?
Like I played the UFC game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were into that for a while.
I never played the UFC game, but I would play like boxing games and stuff like that.
But
Yeah.
Other than that,
Have you played the
I
new UFC
don't
game?
think so. No.
No.
The new one is made by the people that did Fight Night, which was what the boxing
That was a
game
really
was.
good game.
And it's fun, but you could probably download the demo and it's free, and you're gonna get all the excitement.
Yeah, you just want to play around.
because like you just fight as like I think in the demo it's Gustafsson versus John Jones, and yeah, you'll get all your fun. You play like 20 rounds of that, knocking people out. You're gonna get the entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Switching UFC fighters kind of only has like emotional value.
No, but if
you
it
know?
does have like the same kind of aspect where like the basketball game has, where you start as a nobody and work
They've
your way
had
up.
those for a while, and it sucks in the UFC. It's
Yeah.
never like that much fun. There's not a lot to it. It's like, oh, here's an interview where you get like like now you're getting in the UFC. You had one fight, and Dana White's here, and then you work your way up to being champ. But it doesn't have like a lot of cutscenes to it or anything. I always thought Fight Night had a better one.
No, Mortal Kombat had the best like making it from the bottom.
That's
to the top.
You
don't remember?
I was wondering where you were going with that.
You don't remember that?
Where you literally climb the tower of
Yeah, I was thinking about that, like climbing the tower.
like the
Yeah,
arcade
And
games.
yeah.
Like
fuck
1,
yeah.
2, and 3?
No,
yeah, like each one you had to
legit.
like fight.
Oh, speaking of
different-
which, Barcadia opens soon. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Shout out
so
to our
we
weekly
live in
Kingston.
Kingston. If you forgot, or if you are just tuning in, we're Canadians. We live up here in Kingston. They're finally opening up a new bar in town that doesn't seem like it's going to be a complete douchebag
Yeah,
fucking
like a club or anything.
hangout.
Yeah, it's Barcadia. So a
Yeah,
bunch of
I
old
saw a
bars
photo
and-
online of a
or a
bunch of
bunch of old
fucking
arcade games.
bunch of games they got. So they're gonna have quite a few there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set a high score on Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah,
and
I want to get a high score on something.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm
That's what
sure
it's
we'll
all
do it.
about.
Anyway, I guess we're gonna probably take a quick break, and you can hear from a podcast over the B&E network, and we'll be right back.
Where's Will Fade?
Awesome. I'm
That
going to
sounds
check
great.
that
I mean-
out later.
There's nothing about that I dislike.
Actually, I don't think she's listened to episode yet.
It's so good.
It's still scary,
It's-
right?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Scary as shit. New episodes every Tuesday. A B&D Network podcast. Scary as shit. We're not that scary.
All right, and we're back, and we watched E3 trailers. No, we didn't. We did that earlier.
Yeah, we did some whiskey shots.
Whiskey shots is what we did. We chased the spiders away.
Cody tried to hustle in some street dice.
Yeah, he did, and then
I
didn't
tried-
want me to.
I tried to
explain
front
the
Kyle
rules.
money without any rules.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'll give you the money. You'll gamble. Yeah, that's a good way to fucking owe you a shit ton of money. All right.
So,
Got a topic?
well, yeah, I was at the bookstore the other day going through the graphic novel section downtown, and you guys know I'm a Drawn and Quarterly junkie. So I finally decided to say, fuck it, don't be such a cheap bastard. And I bought their 25th anniversary book.
Okay.
And it's 750 pages of glory. And
Is it like a compilation kind of thing? Like a
it's
little bit from a bunch of
so
stuff?
much. So it starts off with just a great history of the company, straight from day one till now. And then it goes into an interview with the owner. And then after that, it's just kind of like
The owner of the book?
No, well, yeah, basically the owner of the
So
book.
it's an interview with you. No, you guys. An interview
You guys
with
are
the
jackasses.
owner of Drawn and Quarterly.
Yeah, and then it's got like a bit of a best of from everybody that's ever really been a part of it. Greg's over here just fucking giggling like a fucking moron. Anyways, it's kind of reminded me why I liked comics. Because I've been reading like the backlog of Drawn and Quarterly for so long now, but I'm finally at the point where
You're caught up.
I'm caught up, and these guys aren't putting out new shit. Like Chester Brown just put out a new book, and which was great, but that's all I've got to wait. Probably a year and a half before I get another thing from Seth. Probably never before I get another thing from Joe Matt.
Really?
And-
Has it been a long time for him? Or-
yeah, so Joe Matt's got a strip in this book that was like the first thing he's done in like 8 years, I think. I haven't read it yet. But it's got a lot of really cool like photographs from like the early 90s of like the guys traveling around the world. Just seeing them all together, all these people that I kind of was introduced to separately. But they describe it how like back in the day they try to create almost a universe like Marvel and DC.
Yeah,
where
I get
all their-
that feeling.
Where
out
all
the-
of their separate books were autobio, but they would be in each other's books. So like when you were buying these, you kind of had to get them all if you wanted the full story.
So I get that feeling out of when I've read like some of Joe Matt's and some of obviously Chester's, and I've never really read anything from Seth, but I get that feeling from those. But obviously, there's more than just those three. Those are like the Toronto.
So
three or
yeah, that
whatever,
was
but-
like them and Adrian Tomine, which was this really young, fresh out of high school kid from California who got like signed up with them. He was like, they were the core at the beginning, and John Corley was known as an autobio thing, and then after a while, now they're just anything that's highbrow comic or like
Okay.
or lowbrow, you know.
So
what I mean?
I assume in this like new book, there's quite a bit from other people that aren't the three.
Yeah,
people
so
that
I'm
are-
getting exposed to like a lot of the early people that I've heard of their names but never read their work and stuff like that. But what I want to ask of you guys is like you both are slightly versed in your underground comics. Kyle, you introduced me to underground comics basically through Chester Brown, and Greg, you've read a bunch of shit from like some Crumb comics to Harvey Picar and all that kind of stuff. I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite underground writer?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's funny you say like I
Or
introduced you
writer
to it.
artist, you know?
Yeah, it sounds obviously like I would be the guy that would know more if it was, but I no, I don't know that much about underground comics. Like a bit, I know a little bit more about comic artists that
Well, like I'll
came
include,
up
I'll
quick,
include like
but-
early Jeff Lemire in that too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I mean,
well, it's not really underground, but
Jeff Lemire for quite a while
even
was more like
Sweet
that.
Tooth was still Vertigo. You know?
Yeah,
I still think that he's still pretty underground. Because even like
Today,
no, man. Now he's like the most mainstream.
He's
One of the
like-
most mainstream of DC.
Yeah, but
artists.
Probably one of the most successful writers in comics right now.
I mean, fair enough. When I go to pick up comics, I would say easily 60% of my comics is Star Wars or Jeff Lemire,
Yeah, yeah,
without a
for sure.
doubt.
So yeah, how are you saying he's underground then?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He seems to be like jumping like for Marvel and whatnot. He's jumping from characters to story arcs.
Yeah,
and
but that
whatnot.
doesn't make
Like,
him underground. If he's writing currently for Marvel or DC, you know, that's not really underground. I think that's what Cody's getting at. You know, like when he says underground.
Yeah, like there once was a time, but he's far past
Like,
that
if
now.
you want to say Essex County was his underground.
If you're being produced by Marvel and DC at the same time, you're not an underground creator.
Is he doing DC?
He's still
right now?
doing independent stuff, which is great. But
he
he's
was
not
doing
underground.
DC for a long time. I mean,
But is his like independent stuff as popular as his?
Oh yeah, I
Well-
think that's what got him famous.
yeah, it's not
if-
as popular. Like
No,
if you're asking-
it is, man. Like Essex County was like award winning,
well, it's award winning, but I mean,
and,
like,
and that's
I just
and because of that, that's why he got
yeah.
accepted.
But I'm
into
just meaning
Marvel
like
and DC.
as popular. Like I'm sure a number one issue he would do for Animal Man or whatever, which he did, I think, right? Like, I'm sure that sold a lot more than most of his underground stuff, just because it was
not at all. Essex County is on its third printing, and Animal Man didn't go past his first printing.
well,
Trade
okay,
paperback.
fair, all right.
Like-
But I mean, I bet that was original printing for that number one was a fuck ton more issues than the original printing for
No, yeah,
Essex County.
You're right by saying that, but those books are very highly acclaimed. Not just
I'm not
not
taking away
even
from that,
because
no.
we're local to him. Like we praise him so much. They're praised all across the
Oh no,
states.
I'm not
He's-
taking that away from
He's
him. I
got
just
printings of Underwater Welder now in China and Korea and France. Like,
yeah,
That's a
he's-
fucking great book. Like someone was asking me the other day, like, you know, we were talking about Essex County, like, oh, could you recommend something else? And they, what did they?
Underwater Welder.
No, they said, oh, they were like, what about Sweet Tooth? I was like, Sweet Tooth's pretty good.
You
But
have
I
to
was-
read it all though.
But I was like judging the person, and I was just like, I don't know, man. I think you probably enjoy Underwater Welder way more.
if you looked at Essex County, yeah,
Yeah, like it's a really
Humanistic
fucking.
story.
We were
Well,
really
it's a
into
similar.
Twilight Zone.
very similar.
Yeah, well, the introduction
Yeah.
by Scott Snyder, where he
Fuck.
starts it off by saying that this is one of the best Twilight Zone episodes of all
Fuck,
time.
and then I don't know if that like put a like if that made like because that's all I was thinking about going into that comic was that this was a script for.
No, you should have been thinking about it. That's why it was a great
because
introduction.
yeah, like that's a phenomenal story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
But,
spooky
man,
and like down to earth, and made me fucking tear up.
But
Yeah.
going back,
So
to your-
I would give that like I was Jeff Lemire okay for like underwater welder and all that
yeah.
stuff.
I feel like we should probably rename. Like the question's more, I guess.
Well,
what's your
but-
favorite like independent?
no,
Not necessarily-
no,
no,
because
I
you
know
gave,
I know-
you gave me that answer, but now I want your real
Yeah, I know, I was
answer
gonna say,
for actually the
well, you were
underground
saying like
stuff.
Harvey Picard. I find that guy fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's so angry.
Do you know much about him, Kyle?
No, not.
So you never
not
seen the
really.
movie American Splendor?
I've heard of it. I have not watched it. I've heard it's great.
He was
but-
just this writer growing up in Cleveland, and who just happened to be good friends with Robert Crumb.
They were neighbors or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They just knew each other through like collecting records and comics and stuff. And fucking, he was like, Harvey, I want to draw some comics of you. That was my fucking Robert
That
Crumb
was your
impression.
Crumb?
It was really bad. But yeah, so he just wrote, like just fucking ranted and raved, and like everyone drew him. Like that's my dream. If I could just write and all these artists came to me, and it's like, oh, can we all draw you? So
Draw me like one of your
I've
French
got
girls.
a good collection of his stuff with Crumb, which is probably the best stuff.
Yeah, it's like does Robert Crumb crown his underground anymore?
Absolutely. No, well, yeah, absolutely. He is the godfather of underground comics.
You know, like because he probably fucking makes way more money than Jeff Lemire.
Oh yeah, but he started it in 1960.
I guess.
And I really don't know. Like I
Like,
feel
it's
like
just
that
grown.
paycheck from one of those like DC or
But
Marvel's
yeah,
gotta be a
okay.
big
So how's
one.
that for underground, right? Like fucking, we just bought like I just bought a Jeff Lemire print for $30, and you just got like a haul for like what 300. And I mean, fuck, we couldn't even buy a print from Robert Crumb for like $350.
No, you can get prints of anything for cheap.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't
or I
about
guess you know what I mean.
But an
original-
original Robert
original.
Crumb.
These were-
I couldn't even guess.
these
how
were
much
these
it
were
would
just
be.
prints that we got, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like autograph prints.
yeah.
Well,
they're
you got-
signed and numbered.
Well, you got a.
I did just recently buy some new original comic art though. It's a Jeff Lemire page that I've had my eye on for like a year and a half. I've got invoices from this guy twice prior to this from me just like drunk and on drugs and being like, oh, I'm buying it. Didn't actually have the money to buy it. Like at one point in my life right now, I have like a bunch of money saved up. I was like, I don't know what to do. It's like treat myself, motherfucker. Like
Treat yourself.
I like the idea of like collecting art.
Oh no, it's a smart move.
Original
I
art.
mean, is it a great investment? No, probably not. But I mean, it's still an awesome.
Who
thing, a
knows?
good
I don't
picture.
know, man.
Makes you
Jeff
happy.
Lemire's blowing the fuck up.
Oh yeah, that's
so the fact
true.
that I have some of his very early work, original.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I hear you. As far as the answer to your question though, is like, what's my favorite underground? Like,
Say Chester.
yeah, well, that's yeah. I mean, for me, the whole experience with it is different than everybody else's, right? Like, I only knew about it, like that stuff because I grew up with it. Like, so I only knew about Chester, and I knew that they existed, and I read his stuff growing up when I was old enough, and my parents were like, "Oh yeah, you can read Yummy Fur or whatever," and it being like, "Well, this is fucking weird. This is not the same as fucking X-Men." Like
Not at all.
no, like in your head, your parents tell you your uncle's a comic book artist. You expect like, oh,
Some
Wolverine's
nerd.
in it.
Yeah.
Like that's all I thought. I really
Superpowers
just
and
assumed Wolverine was in it. That was like how young I
Not
was.
fucking Ronald Reagan is someone's penis. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the guy that couldn't stop shitting.
So then it was like, you know,
and then the
at
Buck of
first-
Matthew.
At first it was over my head, and then, you know, at the right age when Paying for It came out, which I would say is my answer to, was my favorite. And it's sitting right next to us
Sitting
on the
right
shelf
next to
because
us. Very
we
good
just
book.
recently decorated. But yeah, that's my favorite. I really like that, and I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a great intro to what an underground comic is. I think it's not too far fucking out there, but you understand it's just a great book.
Well,
Regardless of being
it
a
was my
comic book.
intro to what underground comics were, because prior to that, I thought reading Jeff Lemire was as cool as it got as being a comic reader. I was like, oh, I'm edgy and I'm sophisticated because I read Essex County and Underwater Welder. And then I found you gave me Paying for It. I'm pretty sure it was on New Year's, like a few years ago, drunk as fuck. And then I was like, damn, this is autobio, and this guy is just fucking showing the world how weird he is. And I got off on that. And that was basically my intro to that whole like self-exposure genre, where like it turned into like Charles Bukowski and Robert Crumb and all these people just opening themselves up to the world.
That memoir
And
style.
like
thing and everything.
autobio became like one of my favorite genres for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's, I don't want to give some over ridiculous praise because when it comes from me, it's like, you know, it's family. So how like, you know, it just sounds like a cheap shill
You
out
know,
or something.
It's family.
But I don't know. It's good. It's a good book. It's a great book. And obviously, he's gotten much higher praise than just me for that book.
Yeah, and to be honest, like his newest one that just came out, Mary Wept Over the Feet of Jesus,
Which I haven't read yet, so I gotta read.
it's not the same.
I liked it.
No, I liked it too, but it's just not why I'm a Chester Brown fan.
I get that.
Like I became addicted to him because of Paying for It, because of his autobio expressing how weird he is to the world. And then this was a strange. This was the first thing that I read by him, and I was like, this isn't weird. It made sense because it was told in the style of Louis Riel. But,
Yeah.
but like he's already done the Book of Matthew and all that shit, so I was ready for it. Anyways, like right now, with like modern comics, including these undergrounds, what do you think is going to be the next best thing right now, Greg?
Oh. Say it again. Like
The next best thing, like either a series that you think is about to take off, or like something you've heard about coming out.
well, like I mean, Descender, I think is going to go down. Huge.
I just got the new issue of the new arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I gotta go to the
I'm
shop
pretty
tomorrow.
excited to read it.
I'm
That
going-
that story is spot on.
But yeah, I for some reason Valiant's like whole reboot shit, like everything's like on like issue like 12 or 13 or 14, and I'm reading Bloodshot again by Jeff Lemire, and
It's a whole lot of Lemire love.
I'm
going on
getting
here.
I'm getting a taste of like all the other characters and story arcs, and I think I already regret not getting more involved in some of the Valiant stories earlier on. I think that they're gonna.
Yeah, do you actually find like they're a pretty decent label?
Valiant was one I didn't really give much
'Cause
thought to.
all the covers look cheeseball to me.
You know what though? It's
But that's just me judging a book
It's,
by its cover, like usual.
it has this like traditional like 80s feel,
Yeah, it does look like late 80s, early 90s comics.
but
Action
it's-
comics.
It's held true, man. Like
Do the stories have any depth though?
man, I'm loving the Jeff Lemire one. I don't know if that's backwards.
Thank you, sir. He's speaking of my cigarette.
I don't know if it's just Jeff Lemire, but some of the other characters, like there's crossovers so far, right?
So it's definitely it's a established universe.
It is, and it's good. There's only like a handful of characters, and they're all pretty neat.
They're neat.
I wish I got involved. I wish I got involved earlier. And like, the only reason I would never have even picked it up, other than it was a Jeff Lemire #1,
And he drew in the issue, right?
and you were talking earlier about like whether or not Jeff Lemire's as his like people are as excited for his shit as I am. Like I'm reading Bloodshot and the art is by somebody else, and the last comic ended with you turn the page, final page is like all this kind of normal art, and then just this little blood squirt thing. I was telling you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like Jeff Lemire drew one of the characters,
like a little character overwards, and so it's really cartoony and traditionally Jeff Lemire, and that's what I'm excited for. You know, and like that's what I'm kind of his writing is great.
Well,
but
what's
his
your
art
favorite Jeff
is-
Lemire story, Kyle?
It's Essex County is still the one that like I got most into. I started with Sweet Tooth actually, and I only got about probably 4 trades in.
Oh, really? You've never finished Sweet Tooth?
No, I haven't.
I think Sweet Tooth.
That's when you got to finish.
Showed everybody that Jeff Lemire can write
A comic book.
like a comic book. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Where
definitely.
but
true.
that it held true to the way he tells stories and creates characters. You know, but
like
it was,
he, like you could tell that he grew up with all that Marvel DC
he played by-
influence,
yeah,
but
he-
he wanted to be an outsider.
he played by the rules. You know,
My-
it was like he held it.
Exactly, he played by the rules.
Yeah,
My-
but he kept it very true. I don't know. It's good. Sorry.
My mistake there was so I got into big buying comics on Amazon kick at that point. I was just like, oh, they're so cheap. It's like $10.
It's so easy, $10 a trade.
Yeah, and you're drunk and you just buy everything, whatever. And so I was buying those at the same time as Why the Last Man. And
Very
I just
good series. By
and I
Brian
just
Avon.
I liked Why the Last Man more. And so I started buying more of those and stopped on Sweet Tooth. It wasn't that Sweet Tooth was bad or anything by any means. It just had less of a story that I was engaged in. And at the time, it was kind of like a less engaging universe. It seemed more traditional to like obviously it's not zombies.
It was
but like that
post-apocalyptic.
zombie- Yeah, they're both apocalypse stories, and the one just didn't grab me as much. Like Sweet Tooth just didn't grab me.
It's simple aesthetic. The
Yeah.
characters.
I loved the art. I liked the art more than
Just-
just because I liked Lemire's art, but it just didn't grab me as much as the story for Why the Last Man, because I felt like even though they're all apocalypse stories, they're all derivative in
But
a
back
way. But
to Essex County, which you said is your favorite. Why would you say that's your favorite?
just because it made me feel warm and Canadian in my heart.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, it had
it's
hockey,
it's
it had-
hometown. Eh?
Yeah, it felt like, oh yeah, this story took place in my backyard.
If anyone wants to get a feel as to what our podcast, our background really is, and you're into comics, you should
Fucking-
really look into Essex County by Jeff Lemire. It's a
is
great graphic
beautiful.
novel.
And it's a great piece of just like kind of Canadian history in a
Well,
way. Like
No, you know what? Even as just a fucking like what comics are capable of, there's next to no dialogue. And
It's very minimalist.
It's like the most minimalist thing
It-
that you can even call a graphic novel. I would imagine.
It's a great display of perseverance as a creator. That it probably took him a long time to draw all those fucking silent pages, but in the end, it pays off. He's probably looking at those pages one at a time with not a whole lot of
oh yeah, man.
like dialogue going on, but there's tons of feeling and atmosphere in every panel.
I get lost reading it.
I would like to actually, as we talk about it, like a lot of Lemire stuff doesn't have a lot of dialogue, right? Like I mean, he's a writer for
Well,
most of
now it's a little different, but like
yeah,
his
but,
his
I mean,
graphic
his
novels.
traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Like I mean, Sweet Tooth doesn't have a lot of dialogue. Essex County doesn't. Underwater Welder doesn't. Like it has it when it's important.
a
I'd
lot
like
of-
to see him, and I know this sounds weird, but it seems like that would inspire maybe some good director genes in him. Like he might have it. He's a good storyboard artist, and
Well,
he would probably
There
not
are
bad.
rumors that Descender is supposed to be a movie or a TV show.
I thought a movie.
Yeah,
but
a movie, probably a trilogy.
that would be great.
But I'm assuming he'll get some kind of writing credit for that
well, I'm sure he'll
because
get a
he
he'll
is
get a
writing
creative
it
credit.
like. To me, it seems like it's too big for a movie.
Yeah, I agree. Which
Well, but right now it's all about comic book movie franchises. It's like
No, but it would work more as a TV show.
this brings me
Yeah.
back to something I want to bring up later for E3 stuff. But go ahead.
But man, there's so many characters in Descender that are reminiscent of Sweet Tooth, like Driller.
Yeah,
What's-
absolutely.
What's Driller?
Driller's got a
Driller's just a robot. Driller the
Oh,
killer.
okay, sorry.
Driller the killer.
Yeah.
And
Driller's mean.
yeah. And but what was the
Like
character? in-
Gussie.
Yeah.
like the bucktooth, like fucking beaver kid.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's great. Like,
Yeah, like he's really good at giving personality through dialogue, not just through how he draws them.
Well,
Yeah,
I actually think that his more commendable thing is personality through how he draws.
'Cause
it.
No, it's both.
Well, yeah, but I
it's
mean-
a perfect balance.
You
So many
hear
things
these
in Essex
characters'
County is like I
voices.
understand who this person is. I've met this person in my life, like because he just draws them like a small town person. Like that's hard to describe.
No, but it's different when you're looking at a fucking beaver kid. That's not a small town
yeah,
person.
I hear you. And,
But you're
like,
still,
even,
man, like you're still able to fall in love with these characters, you know?
we give a lot of praise to this guy, and we're giving even more
Well,
to him.
I think it's just very obvious that he's one of our favorite creators.
yeah.
And the fact that he's a up and coming Canadian boy from southeastern Ontario is pretty damn awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wanted so the only thing I wanted to bring up because we're talking about movie franchises, or I did anyway, about those coming. Have you guys seen the trailer for the new South Park game,
I have not.
Fractured Butthole? Obviously, an immediately fucking awesome title. Did you play the first one, Greg?
No, the Game of Thrones-ish one.
It was called the Stick of Truth. Yeah, but you probably saw I don't know if you keep up on South Park or not.
I haven't watched it in a while, actually.
The new one, anyway. Well, first off, Stick of Truth was it was like a Lord of the Rings style, Game of Thrones inspired. Like those are becoming popular. We'll do a fantasy video game that's like it was done by Obsidian Entertainment, which is the people that did like Fallout New Vegas
Okay.
or like Knights of the Old Republic 2. So like they're well versed in some good RPGs, and it was a fantastic RPG and was hysterical, like amazingly funny, brilliant video game as far as like capturing what South Park is supposed to be. And yeah, it was awesome. And now they've announced a new one with Ubisoft, and it's called The Fractured Butthole. And it's the trailer for it is making fun of like it's all the kids sitting in a basement in their costumes, like their superhero costumes, like the Coon
Nice.
and all that. Like, and what I'm trying to think of what Kenny's is like the question. What is it? Mysterio or Mysterion.
Mysterion.
So anyway, the Fractured Butthole is what we're talking about. Have you heard
I
of it?
think as I just got up to take a piss, I heard that title and I was giggling the entire time.
But yeah, so they announced that and they showed the trailer. It was amazing. So it's all the kids sitting in a basement, and they're talking about how they're going to start their new movie franchise, and they have like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 written on the board, and it's like first it's the Coon movie, and like it's Cartman talking about the whole thing, and it's like and as the second end of phase 1 kicks up, Kenny, you're gonna get your like a Netflix series gonna start spinning up at the same time, and he's like, oh, why don't I get a movie? And like, well, fuck you, not everyone gets a movie, and this whole thing, and he's like, well, what's the goal here? It's like, well, it's to make $1 billion or whatever, like. And it's a great fuck you to like the whole current movie franchise for Marvel.
So
and DC.
instead of, because the original is basically like a Lord of the Rings thing and Game of Thrones kind of combined. So now they're going for superheroes.
Yeah, they're doing like everyone's split on the Marvel DC kind of idea. Like it ends with half the group leaves because they're upset with not getting their own movies, and Carmen's yelling at him, was like, you won't even get halfway through phase 1, DC assholes, and all that.
I'm excited for it because I played the first one and I'm a big fan of RPG games, and it was very simple. I was able to beat it in a week and a half.
Yeah, not too
playing very
long.
casually too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, all around it was hilarious. It wasn't hard, and
No.
fuck hard games. I'm there to have fun,
I get you. Like this game fits like I like hard games. I play everything like on the hard difficulty or whatever. But a certain game comes along and you get sick of those super long 60 hours challenging RPG or whatever. And I like that South Park does the last one they did a great 20-hour hysterical. I got to enjoy the RPG element of it, but not that was a huge focus or anything. And I'm really looking forward to that one. And I forgot about talking about it earlier, but it looks fucking fantastic, and I'm sure I'll laugh harder at that game than I have at any game in a long time. And the first one was great.
Yeah.
And it comes for free, I think, if you pre-order.
Yeah, I heard that. Which, you know what? More games should do that. Because, like, fuck your back catalog. Just get it out there. Make it an incentive to buy the new one.
Yeah, exactly. I'd want to replay it. I bought the first one. I'll still go back and replay it again and then get excited for the next one.
Anyways, we'll probably take one more break, come back, talk a little Game of Thrones nonsense. And
so when we come back, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, well, we'll talk about the last 4 or 5
it'll
weeks.
Be very delayed. No worries for
but anyway.
spoilers.
spoilers, I guess, for episode 8 of Game of Thrones.
He pulls me into this dark office alone. He lays me down, and he's like, take off your shirt. Hey, he was good. He was a professional. Jason's warm. He loops me out low, gets it done. And he's rubbing this thing all over. He's very gentle with me. I'm about to pass out. Dude's taking forever. And now I'm slightly out of breath. He squirts me down all over my belly. But he did say that I didn't have to put my shirt back on, which was weird.
Oh, yeah. They also talk about comics. Long Box Small Talk, weekly on bmoviesandebooks.com.
All right, we're back. And with Game of Thrones discussion. So, spoiler warning, Game of Thrones up to season 6, episode 8. Right here.
Fuck it all, in my
Is
opinion.
8 out yet?
Yeah, we just watched it.
Right. So
That's
9
the
and 10.
newest
There's
one.
9 and 10
left.
are left. We got the Battle of the Bastards left next week.
So they're saying that these next
And then the Winds of Winter.
The last 2 episodes are going to be extended episodes, like they're going to be longer than the regular 55
Yeah,
minutes.
especially for the last one.
really?
Yeah, the last one is the longest episode they've ever done. In 69 minutes, I want to say. Something like that.
Interesting.
Minutes, eh?
Well, you just I said 69 because it has a nice ring to it, but I don't know, somewhere around there. Anyway,
So Arya's storyline has been a fuck around and a half.
it's been a waste of time. I'll give you
Total waste of
I
time.
called it in an episode that is dead now to everybody.
Okay,
But I totally said what was
okay.
going to happen.
I'm sorry. I do say that. But the fucking nerd in me got a bit of a shiver when she turned out the lights.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean,
Because that was pretty I'm sorry, I'm very loud right now.
Settle.
Settle. I was very pumped to see all that training pay off. The fact that she's blind means that like she's just gonna kill people in the dark.
well, she's not blind now.
No, but that she was blind.
Oh yeah, she's better at that. Yeah, no, that was awesome. The whole thing was cool, and it was a huge fuck around though with the mystery of like understanding like why she suddenly didn't look like she wasn't wearing the same clothes. Like not the last episode, but the episode before when they showed her getting stabbed in the stomach. She wasn't wearing the same clothes as she was when she got Needle. She didn't have Needle, and then she suddenly stabbed in the stomach. And that whole thing was fucking weird. Everyone that I'd read online, like that was really confusing. Because there's a girl walking by her that looks like Arya. It seemed like stupid that Arya would
Okay,
be
I'm sorry.
tricked.
How many times did she get shanked in the fucking stomach? And in this last episode, she just starts fucking like commandoing it down the
They
street.
gave her they even
like-
twisted it. Maybe the blade was like only like a quarter inch long.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. She got stabbed so many
She
fucking
got stabbed a
times.
lot in the stomach.
Like she fucking took a beating in that last episode when she was running away from that chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. But I mean,
Is that just supposed to show how tough she is?
she's tough. I think that coming back like right around the same time as the Hound coming back, like that's mirrored in those episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard as fuck.
I
Remember
think
she
it's
was-
just like the Hound is always referencing like better men than you have tried to take me
So
down.
what do
I'm
you
a
guys-
hard motherfucker to kill. And
What do you guys
Arya-
think the Hound's purpose is?
He's gonna join the Brotherhood.
Yeah, I thought when he first came back that the Hound's purpose would have been to try and fight his brother. I thought the trial by combat was going to be built
Well,
up.
no,
that's
because
not what
I
happened.
remembered you saying that when fucking King little shithead there fucking announces, "Oh, the fucking religious court does not believe in trial by combat
Yeah.
anymore."
Well, like
That
this
was
season
shitty.
has been really religious, right? And the Hound joining the Brotherhood kind of seems like it makes sense. Like he was hanging out with a priest that
Okay,
he didn't quite agree with that religion, but
He's
seen-
looking for purpose.
He's looking for purpose, and he's seen the effect.
I'm sorry,
of
but
the Red God.
like we didn't record this, but we discussed the last episode that came out, episode 7, and you were super bummed on everything that happened with the Hound. Do you not think that needed to happen to show what's going to happen from now on?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed really silly.
It was, but it built up to fucking him chopping down motherfuckers.
the Hound's
man.
important. Like I mean,
And he literally chopped him down in the last episode.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I liked his return. I like that character a lot. So it all seemed good. Like I said, I am disappointed that it doesn't end up the Hound versus the Mount. That's what I
His
want.
conversation
It might,
with
though.
the
It-
whole
it still
people,
might, but-
like he said he didn't have any friends, and he had one, and he was dead, and he was referring to the priest. But then the way he talked to the drunk priest there, and I don't know what's the fucking one guy with the eye patch name. Big boss.
Beric Dondarrion.
Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah, You know, he talked to them like they were friends. You know, like he doesn't
Well,
have a lot of
he
friends.
knows them.
But I know, but it's like he has nowhere to be. He has nobody that he knows.
There's no
He's seen
banner.
Yeah, he's
And
got nothing.
he immediately fits in with the Brotherhood because of that.
Right, like, and he at first it didn't make sense to see the Brotherhood like butchering fucking priests. Like that didn't seem. But
I
then
know.
to see
And
them,
did like-
you had an issue with that. And I knew something was awry.
but then to see
like-
them like punishing those men, it's like, okay, you know what? The Hound can get in on that.
Yeah, that was a very funny
You
scene.
know, like
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't like seeing the Brotherhood
so
murdering
although
the priests, but
although like he is on this like path for vengeance right now, he is going to learn control. I think that's the whole point of him accepting
he's learned
religion
it, yeah,
in that
like-
last episode was that he will have some control and that will pay off in the end.
I think I don't know. He's a great character. It's a good mercenary character. Like that, he's learning things. He's evolving. Like as far as writing a character goes, he seems to actually be evolving. Like all the good characters in
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Like,
That's
he's
fair.
learning things, and it's awesome. And I like to see him come back. It was awesome
Like
to see him come back.
instead of like Arya and Daenerys who are like one step forward, two steps back.
Well, yeah, exactly. But even those characters, they're learning. I feel like these last few episodes have shown that. Like, I know that you guys aren't a fan of the Arya thing, but her realizing that she is
I liked
still
it.
Arya Stark.
I
is
like
good.
the ending was like I'm Arya Stark and I'm going back
like,
to Winterfell.
uh,
I want to see the Starks get back together and take
Exactly.
Winterfell.
And
That'll
with
be
Dany,
the culmination of this show is them taking back Winterfell and then them being the stronghold of Westeros and fighting off the fucking Walking Dead.
Open all the mics.
how about Jamie's speech to Edmund there?
I liked that. Jamie's one of those characters, though, that like we were just talking about characters evolving. I want to see where he's going. I don't know. I feel like it's building up, just like all the storylines
He's gonna
always
fuck
are.
Brienne.
I don't think that'll be it. Honestly, I think he's gonna have to kill Cersei.
And then fuck Brienne.
Yeah, you know what? That never even crossed my mind, but in the grand scheme of things, that would be an amazing ending.
I think that
For some reason,
my
out of
prediction-
honor.
and this isn't even my prediction. This is just actually I was talking about it with Lindsay.
I like Cersei though.
I do
guys.
now. Yeah, I do. I do too.
I know. I've liked her since day one.
Yeah, she's a
motherfuckers.
good villain, but now I like her
Yeah,
as a
she's
hero. In a
sexy.
weird way.
Seeing her
Even with short
character
hair.
like summarized and kind of like the play that Arya's watching, you know, is all like
Yeah,
it
I
seems like
agree.
a focusing
Yeah,
on
we're
Cersei, where we're
being-
reminded of her, like why she's such a bitch.
because her kids died.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
kids are
she's
getting
not that big a
slaughtered, you know.
villain. you
Like
know?
and her husband died.
even
and,
Jamie's giving that whole speech where she's a mother, you know, like we're
Because
we're
even
supposed to be
if you
reminded.
think of the grand scheme of things, she's been in control of everything that's gone wrong, but she's never really done all the
A
things
lot,
that
yeah.
that we hate
Well,
her
she's-
for.
she's-
Anything we hate her for is because Joffrey did it. And she's
no,
Joffrey's
well,
mother.
in fairness, that's not true. She's done the thing that started everything.
Yeah, you're right.
She killed John
Allowing-
Aaron.
That's
That
true.
starts
that-
everything.
Has that been proven?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then that's why she like gives Ned the out, and Joffrey decides not to follow through.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but she's
She
fucking.
literally
Everyone's
starts all
fucked
the
up in this show.
I hear you. She made a move years ago.
There's
in
no
the
good
plot.
guys. There's no bad guys.
Exactly, and I don't know. Okay, so you know
Except
in
for the slave
the most
owners.
recent episode, in episode 8, like she does that whisper to her maester that isn't a maester. You know the guy I'm
The
talking about.
necromonger there.
Yeah, the necromancer type guy. Did you hear what she said? Because I didn't at the time. Like
No.
she asked him about rumors.
Oh yeah. From the
Okay. So
whispers.
like, yeah, what he's referencing there.
Oh, you just unplugged everybody. I
No, we're
can't-
good. We're still live. It's just headphones. So no, it's so like yeah, he whispers or she whispers to him.
But the little birds.
Yeah, the little birds. And
I
didn't
don't
hear
know
it.
what they're referencing.
I think, or at least what I've heard, is that it's asking about the wildfire underneath the city. The
I thought she was already able to get that.
well, I think she's asking about whether or not it's everywhere. And the most recent theory I've heard,
So
and
what,
I
to
like this
burn
theory,
down King's Landing.
she might burn down King's Landing,
and
just
then just
like
fucking dip out.
well, like, and that's why I think Jamie might have to come back to kill her. That makes sense. It's a good idea. Like she tries to burn down the city, and
Man,
he has to go back
I-
and kill her like the old king, like
you
the
just,
Mad King.
You just reminded me why I like this shit because you know what? I will watch every single episode for the next 2 seasons or whatever, and I hope they're boring as fuck. I hope they're so fucking boring and filled with dialogue and nothing happening, because the end of this story is going to be amazing. Because George knew how it was going to end when he started writing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
No, he did.
Yeah.
And that's how all good writers should write. I saw an interview one time with Alan Moore, and he was talking about how when you write a grand epic or a mystery or anything of the like, you need to know the ending and not fucking kid people around. And he said mid-interview, like the show Lost.
Oh, yeah.
And like just like immediately is like slandering all these like shows right now that are just getting viewers from cliffhangers that don't pay off in the end. Where I know, or I'm praying that this will pay off in the end.
You think, but your prediction forever has been just Jon and Daenerys.
Jon and Daenerys, but it's gonna. I don't know how that's going to happen.
So when you say Jon and Daenerys, now do you think like he's the king of the north, she's the king
so
of
do you want to
everything
hear
else?
my prediction?
Yeah, I do.
For the grand scheme of things,
yeah,
I see right now them actually taking back Winterfell.
Yeah.
But right before, no, as they take Winterfell, I see the White Walkers taking the wall. And so it's going to look like Winterfell's about to go down because this fucking insane army of White Walkers are about to take down Winterfell. And then that's when Daenerys comes in to be the backbone of their army.
So she flies not to
King's Landing,
but to the north.
She realizes that there will be no King's Landing if she doesn't go to the
Well, then
north.
who's going to tell her that? You think Davos rides to, like, assuming the way she gets there is through the people at, through
Greyjoys?
the Greyjoys. Then, so what? Someone rides to there and fixes it? Davos or something? Tells her what's up?
Well, I'm not saying she's going to land and immediately go to
Yeah, exactly.
to,
It's never going to happen
Winterfell,
like that.
but I'm saying she's going to go to Westeros and then
Fight with
obviously
Jon.
I picture the big battle against the White Walkers taking place at Winterfell because that's the north.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I agree with that. And it's big, like,
And
all
it's
the
known
living,
as a powerful keep, you know.
all the living and Dany to the south fighting with Jon to
And obviously Sam down south
he wins
is
his
gonna come
right
up with
to
some shit. He's going to
Winterfell.
start manufacturing dragonglass like fucking.
Well, also, so we know about the north,
that
we know
makes
about
sense.
the south, and we know about the like.
So Arya brought up. In
You
the
know
last
about the
episode,
east
what's
coast
what's
of
west of
Westeros, but what is
Westeros?
west of Westeros?
Right?
Yeah, that was a really cool moment.
That was cool.
So,
it
I
was
mean,
like an
there's a
untouched
whole
thing.
other angle that we don't know about.
Yeah, we don't know
Right,
if
and
that
if there's 2 more
world
seasons.
is actually round.
Because
or
if you do relate it back to like Tolkien universe, there was west of Middle Earth. That was just Middle Earth.
if you relate it back to the opening credits of Game of Thrones, even they do that weird thing of the opening credits in the show of where the sun in that is the middle of a globe.
Yeah, we've discussed
But
this before when we were hard on
when they're in one of the slave cities there or wherever, there's the Oriental chick, and she's a red priest.
Oh, that's
So, I
in
mean-
Slaver's Bay.
Well, we haven't even seen Valyria. We haven't even seen like southeast, which is like supposed to be
No,
very
we've,
sketchy.
we've
and
seen
magical.
Valyria. I think don't Tyrion and Sir Jorah
Yeah,
they
yeah.
pass through it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and it's filled with lepers, but they're not called lepers. It's whatever
Stone people.
See, that happened very differently in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that journey was very drawn out. Where I'm pretty sure Tyrion crossed like half of Essos in like 2 episodes. Where meanwhile it took like
It takes forever, yeah.
500 pages in the book.
Well, they've actually kind of nodded to in a few episodes recently how long time has passed, because that's a weird thing in the show and in the books. You know, they don't say years the same we do, obviously, because
They talk in
it's summer
seasons.
forever, right? Like summer can be years, but in this last one, like Edmure, I think says like I've been your captive for years, and like Jamie references that it has been a long time since the start of the show. Like, it's kind of
And it
referenced in the
actually
books.
has, man.
It has.
Look at Bran.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's weird because in the books and everything, like they don't ever reference how long a year really is, or any times do they ever really talk about it.
So do you think this is a fuck up on the show's part, or do you think this is something George has acknowledged?
No, it's just I think it's just a weird thing of like they've established that years and stuff wherever this planet is or whatever are not the same as here. Obviously, years take place in a different measurement, and I don't know what that measurement is. But clearly long
365
times
days.
have passed. These are not young people.
Well,
anymore.
bodies don't like age differently on different planets.
No, exactly. It's still
Yeah.
yeah. It has nothing to do with sun revolving around the Earth or whatever.
Like the way we conceive the body decaying is 365 days.
It's not even it's not even a weird like flat Earth theory seeming or some weird shit like that. I don't know. It's just some other shit. Time takes.
So to cap this all off, I want to bring something kind of fun up. What is your guys' favorite plot line throughout the entire series
Oh, they're all right.
for Game of Thrones?
Greg,
Like
do you wanna go
character and like the time.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I guess it would have to be like a toss up between Jon and Tyrion.
Yeah. But at what moments?
Well, I guess like for Jon, now that moment's passed because it was whether or not he was going to come back to life and whether or not he was going to be killed. Like his whole run as the fucking Knights Commander.
Yeah, it has been kind of funny that since Jon's come back and Sansa's come around, Jon looks like a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say a bitch. I
No,
don't
but
know.
it makes sense because Sansa fucking went to King's Landing. She knows what it's like to fucking stand up in royal court.
Yeah.
Like, she should be the fucking mouth, and Jon should be the muscle.
I don't know.
Exactly,
I think
that's the thing.
Arya's story arc is probably the best one. So
I was gonna say my favorite.
Her
by
current one?
It's probably been, regardless of expectations, hers has been the
I
best.
think even regardless of anything, Arya's is the best. Arya's the person that if Arya died, I would be the most upset about. Arya, by a long shot, is the best character in my opinion. That is a primary character. Like I mean, I have my favorites, but
It's going to be really nice to see her and Jon be reunited.
yeah, I hope to God that happens. That's an important one, especially more important in the books when it's
And
like
he's going to be like, did you stick him with the pointy end? She's
Yeah.
going to be like, you have no fucking idea.
yeah, literally, you gave me one instruction and I killed a bunch of people with that. No, that's I like that one. Arya's my favorite by a long shot. Then as far as secondary
See,
characters though,
you know what I want to say? My favorite story arc? Ned Stark.
that was
Yeah.
good.
Like, reading
We
his
don't-
chapters
we
in the
still
first
don't know.
book.
Everyone loved that.
Like,
yeah, that's
like
fair.
that was he was going to be
Oh yeah, that
like
was
the-
great then.
the hero of the story. And, like,
Then you get exciting
then
everything.
then you got chopped down.
I think there's a good chance we might see more of Sean Bean in Game of Thrones now that they've introduced these
I don't know if
flashbacks.
you see Sean Bean, but yeah,
Flashbacks.
the flashbacks. We're gonna see more Ned. We still
I
have
don't know,
time.
man. That would be fucking cool. If
If
they
he
did,
actually
if
came
they
back.
did it like not too long ago.
Well, Ned didn't know everything, and he was
Huh.
trying
No,
real
he
hard to
didn't.
figure shit out.
Hair colors.
I
ooh.
bet you that there's things that he was involved in that he was ignorant to its actual meaning.
Well, yeah, of course he was. But
We don't know.
all right, secondary characters though. Who's your favorite?
Cereal.
Well, I didn't even tell you who my favorite was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Double down.
Double
Want to bet on?
down.
I'm in. Kyle, do you want to bet on who his favorite character is?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Go
Throw
first.
some money down, boys. Throw some quarters down.
Some dice.
You don't need a roll on it.
I know,
You
it's like I
just put some fucking money down. How much money are you guys betting?
Buck.
A buck?
No, we're gonna bet a buck on what his favorite. What if neither one of us is right? We just split it, obviously.
A loony.
Then you both owe me money.
No, fuck that. Because he'll change it. Main
All right,
character.
fuck it.
We're talking main plot
You
line
know what?
characters.
I bet you he's fucking holding out for Daenerys.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nailed
say
it.
Danny is what I was gonna go with. So.
Yeah,
Give me a
man.
buck.
Because,
No,
like,
I don't know you shit. son.
to me, Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire is everything
Fire.
going on and Daenerys' story.
She's the ringer.
She's the ringer. She's
She's the Song of
she's
Fire.
the mother of dragons, man.
No, I get
And
ya.
dragons are a big deal in this universe. And she got them right off the bat.
Like 3
Yeah.
nukes.
No, I hear you.
It's like 3
That's
fucking
kind of a-
A-bombs just
it's
ready
kind
to
of
take out some White Walkers.
She can fucking.
But you got to admit though, her story's been boring.
No, man, she's fucking like. I'll be honest, like her character. Okay, I get off to fucking porn novels. This is a whole other side subject. I get off to reading porn.
Okay, you're
I read fucking Robert Crumb. I find it hot and horny. I read Bukowski. I find it hot and horny. And when I'm reading fucking George Martin describe the Daenerys scenes, I think she's amazing. I love reading it. It turns me on.
So it's a sexual thing.
It's such a sexual thing, but it's also like it's her power has to do with that.
It's powerful.
Like her being powerful, it's like I couldn't handle that pussy.
You're just like what what's
Disappointed.
his says. I can't think of his name. It's like you couldn't handle it.
I like
He says to
Mormont.
Troy, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Couldn't
But
handle
no,
it.
like, and also
Dario?
just like I feel like she's. If they kill her in the end, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool
I'm
because
surprised you say that's awesome because
no, but do you know what I mean? It'll be like the ultimate pump fake of all time.
yeah, but I'm sick of that. Like the whole story so far has been, oh, he kills everybody. But now it's like so predicted and stupid in my opinion. Like I just don't want any more of that.
But
We've
no,
been dragged along. I want what we wanted 3 seasons ago.
She's probably my favorite main character, but side characters. How about you? What did you guys think about fucking what's his face? They're making fun of Patrick Payne.
That was
Oh,
great.
Braun. Yeah, that was
Braun,
great.
yeah.
Braun is definitely my second favorite of all the secondary characters. My favorite though
Start from the bottom. Now he's here.
is Tormont Giantsbane.
Tormund fucking staring at Brienne,
Is the best
Yeah,
by a long shot.
just
He
gawking her.
doesn't get enough fucking screen time. I love that dude. He's fucking hysterical. I love the whole like earlier he got way more screen time with him and John, and he's getting a little bit now and then.
But
Especially
now
with
he's
the brand.
comical.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of
And
comical.
he's in like TV commercials now and shit.
yeah, and he's fucking awesome. He's just an awesome character.
Man, fucking the ginger beard, that's gonna become a huge fucking trend
Yeah.
sometime soon.
Did you ever see the
That's
YouTube?
gonna
he
take
did an
that's gonna
awesome-
take
That's all
off
we've been waiting for.
huge, boys.
a few seasons ago. I think it was like 2 seasons ago. He did maybe it was last season. He did a YouTube video of like
Him
uh,
trimming his beard.
retiring.
Yeah,
with Tormund
it was on
Giantsbane.
Reddit, and I was like, well, and everyone in
Yeah,
the comments is like,
huge spoiler.
well, he's gonna fucking. He's
He's
getting
dead.
killed off. He's
Yeah.
getting killed off. Then you watch the video and they just like clip off like a centimeter of his fucking beard.
He's like, it's great.
He's like, that's great.
No, and I love his character. I don't know. It's just the Wildling character is fantastic, and he's like a perfect like personification of all of those people. And I don't know. He just nails it. And it's funny to me, and he's awesome.
Anyways, so we thought episode 7 was kind of a letdown, but 8's kind of getting our spirits a little higher. So
War
we're
is coming.
the winner. is
Battle of the
coming.
Bastards.
Is that what the
That's
next
the next
episode's
episode.
called?
That is episode 9.
I'm still rooting for Gendry to come back sometime soon.
Henry
same
does need
here.
to come
The
back.
bull.
Actually.
Yeah.
But obviously, the last one's going to end with the Battle of Winterfell, and let's just end it on.
Well,
What are our predictions? Who's wins?
Man, also
what bastard's gonna do it?
The Brotherhood there, Bendrick or Beatrix,
No,
or whatever the fuck
Ramsay's
his name,
gonna
Barrack.
die.
Barrack even said that the White Walkers are coming. They got to go north. That was what the Brotherhood wants.
Everyone
to
has to go north.
do. No, but the Brotherhood wants to. That's like a thing. There's gonna be like, and they're another wild card that might show up.
Man, imagine if Barrack and Melisandre get together. We haven't seen her in the last couple episodes.
He's all about the
Nah,
red
she's
priests.
around, but yeah.
No,
Hey,
she's all depressed.
Can
and
you
shit.
imagine a couple of red priests showing up?
My
Yeah,
my
fuck.
guess anyway. If I have to give a prediction for episode 9, if it's the Battle of the Bastards, I think that Littlefinger brings the
What does that even mean about what Jon Snow versus Ramsay?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
So the Battle of Winterfell.
Why? That's supposed to go down in the next episode?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
It's called the
that.
Battle of the Bastards.
That's stupid.
I assume that that's what it's titled.
That
I
should
mean, I
be
assume-
built up a little
2
more
episodes.
If
and,
they've
like,
been a
bunch
little
of
half-assed, and I
fucking
agree.
Extra episodes and shit.
than that. We'll see
But
what happens.
anyway, I assume that my guess is that Littlefinger brings his army, the people from the Vale, and then supports, and then they win the battle.
By the way, we all just held our pinkies in the air.
Because that somehow means I don't know.
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger. All right, Greg, what's your prediction?
Man, Ramsey gonna die.
Ramsay gonna die. I want to see Rickon fucking get bust out and kill fucking Ramsay. I want to see Rickon kill him.
Oh, Rickon's gonna.
Yeah, I want to see Rickon just fucking
Can you
tear
imagine
out like
like
the
a-
fucking
Rip
like it's
literally
direwolf.
with his teeth.
Yeah, eat him.
I
Like,
know, like
eat him like a
some
dog?
Crazy gnarly shit, and they're gonna be like, Rickon, you're our brother. We just saw you do that, but that's kind of fucked
Legends
up.
of the Fall shit where he comes
Alright.
back with scalps and he's eating hearts.
Yeah. All right. So all of our predictions go that
Ramsay gonna die.
We got to buck down on
Ramsey
each
gonna
one.
die.
Ramsay gonna die.
All right. Well, I guess this has been episode 15 of 2 versus 3. I appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah, it's been a while, but it's been fun getting together with you guys. again.
yeah, it's good to hear everybody or be in the same room with you guys and do some shit. So,
So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're about to go play a bunch of dice.
Yeah, we're gonna play a hot dice and some Mexican street dice. They call it, I think, Mexican craps.
So we heard. We got the house rules though.
Anyway, this has been episode 15 of 2 versus 3. If you get the opportunity, go and check out our Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/ or is it users? It's groups.
User groups. Just like go on
Slash.
Facebook. You go in your search bar and
Facebook
just
and
type in.
search 2 versus 3.
Maybe
We're
there.
also on Twitter at 2 versus 3.
Yeah, okay, so something I want to say right now is that if anyone is listening to this part of the episode right now, prove it. Tweet us. Send us a tweet at 2 versus 3 and prove that you fucking listen to this. Please, come on. Like, it's kind of desperate.
That sounds desperate. But yeah.
But like, I just want to see a fan like prove that they're actually listening. Like that high guy.
First one to do it.
Like at that high guy that said that
That's
you like
not
their
real.
shit.
That's like a bot.
It's a bot. Fuck, we got nothing but bots following us.
Well, this sounds a sad ending to everything. It's like Game of Thrones over here. All right. Well, I'm Kyle.
I'm Cody.
I'm Greg.
Thanks for listening.
The podcast you just heard is part of the B&E Network, brought to you by bmoviesandebooks.com.